What's up everybody, this is BC, welcome back to my channel, welcome back to another video. And I've been getting this question a lot, especially from people who are getting into the business or who just got their real estate license, or also consumers who are pretty confused as to exactly what realtors do, what a real estate agent is, what tasks they perform, what they do, what they don't do. And I wanted to make a quick video just to describe some of that stuff, among other things. Because I just want to bring some clarity to it, and a distinction right away has to be made between the average realtor and then a realtor who is producing even from a above average level all the way to the top. Okay, and there's going to be certain systems and processes that I'm going to highlight in each one just so you have a better perspective. Okay, let me tell you first what the average realtor who really has no idea what they're doing does. They show up to the office late, they just browse the MLS. There's a lot of busy work done where they pretend to work and not really do much. The whole purpose for real estate agents, for those of you watching who still aren't sure, is for us to effectively be able to get people, generate leads, however we do it, whether it's paying for marketing, doing it through people that we know, sphere of influence, or our acquaintances, business partners, and other endeavors. Social media, right, through direct sales and prospecting, which is making phone calls, door knocking. We want to acquire clients. That's the whole thing, right? We're supposed to acquire clients and help them buy or sell. That's pretty much what we're supposed to do. Yet most people will fail because that's where they have no idea how to generate people, not only generate them, but also do it consistently to keep their pipeline full. So most of them will pretend, quote, to work and not really do much. Now, the agents who are selling more than 1 or 2 homes a month, all the way up to the ones who sell billions in real estate, have systems and processes, right? Most of them come up through the direct sales route, which is, again, making phone calls, door knocking, going to networking events, belly to belly with people, getting to know the community, whatever it is. Through that, they now generate leads, which are people who may buy or sell either now or in the future. Then they have a system to follow up with those people, stay in contact with them, and eventually, when they're ready to buy or sell a house, they meet with them and the deal is put together. They put the home on the market. If they're going to sell the home, and they sell it, or they work with a buyer, help them find some buyers, or they maybe are like me and they're on social media and we generate people all over the world and we can refer them to somebody else. Okay? Then that agent helps them in their respective market, right? So the whole point for me as a real estate agent is to be your fiduciary, and if I'm representing you as a seller, to get you the highest and best price and best terms, or if I'm working with a buyer, to get you the best price and best terms, period, right? That's our role as an agent to you, right? We're supposed to be honest, forthcoming, do whatever it is in our power to make sure that we do not insert our own self-interest into the deal, and we fully represent you to our best capacity, and that we get you everything you want and hopefully more. Okay, that's pretty much it. I think social media and Zillow and some of these other websites and the lack of education about real estate with the public has kind of led them to think that we're something else. For example, a lot of people will, because of what I just told you, the majority of the agents not really participating at a high level or dedicating themselves to the craft, will start saying things like, well, you're a glorified door opener. And I really don't agree with that, because although many agents may fall into that category, there's myself, my team, and many other people who are on social media that I know, other agents in my market, outside of my market, who do work hard, right? We're not just a door opener, right? We can help you navigate through the deal that otherwise you would have no idea how to do. We can help you negotiate the price down. We can help you negotiate favorable terms. I've negotiated some crazy terms for my clients. I've saved my clients on houses tens of thousands of dollars, right? Negotiating repairs, negotiating extra items, right? I had a situation where I had a client have to assume a solar panel lease on a house, right? This was a buyer that I was representing, and the lease still had, I'm trying to remember, I think it was 7 years left on the lease. I got them 5 years of that lease prepaid at the close of escrow, so they didn't have an electric bill for 5 years. Now, could they have negotiated that on their own? Maybe, but let's say they only negotiated 2 or 3 years instead of 5. I pushed, right? I got them 5 years. I think it was thousands and thousands of dollars on top of the other thousands and thousands of dollars I got them in concessions and the reduced price that I got on the home, which was years ago. And for all of you who are in my local market, you know how crazy it's been up until recently representing a buyer. Multiple offers, having to submit offers above asking price, getting a deal was not easy to come by, right? Especially in these multiple offer situations, which we were in, and I still got it from my client. So when I look at scenarios like that, and then I was to receive or hear a statement of glorified door opener, I just kind of laugh, right? Because we have to understand that that isn't directed towards us, it's directed towards the average realtor. So what I just described to you is what your fiduciary, your realtor should do for you, right? Negotiate for you. Where I think the error comes in is a lot of people, because the average agent isn't doing too well, their own self-interest is in it. Oh, I need this check to pay off my mortgage, so I need this deal to go through wherever, no matter what, and they now will kind of attempt to get the client to accept something or move forward with a deal that really isn't good for them. Okay, so again, we have to think about them, not us. Additionally, as a realtor, we have all the connections, right? As far as services, escrow, title, and all that. And not only that, because other people can have access to those services, we know them and we understand the process, right? We understand the process. So escrow period of about 30 days, when you go through the whole contractual period, contingencies, appraisals, inspections, termite, home inspection, and all that stuff. As a consumer, if you were doing that on your own, like a for sale by owner or something like that, or dealing directly with the for sale by owner as a buyer, there's a lot of uncertainty there. There's a lot of unknown, right? And we understand that process, right? We can be your voice of reason, right? We can be the calm in the storm. We can be the eye of the storm. And amongst a bunch of chaos, we can help you, okay? Now, I wouldn't recommend the public try to educate themselves solely on that route. You need just to find a good realtor to help you with that, because that's what we're there for, okay? It would be like if suddenly in other areas of life, like in the law, hey, I'm going to represent myself, it's cool, I'm going to study the law. Now I know for somebody to become a realtor, it's not as arduous and they don't have to study as long and do all the process that the lawyers do, so I'm not necessarily comparing us. I'm just comparing the processes in the sense that we trust the lawyer, right? So I feel like people should trust the realtor, okay? We have to understand that buying a house is not like buying a car for most people. If you have multiple properties and buying property for you is no issue, then you can be the exception to the rule. For most people, buying one home is probably going to be the only home that they buy, and maybe they'll sell one and upgrade later, right? That's going to be the experience for the majority of people. So these are life transitions and they're big decisions. So it's good to have somebody trusted to help you, which is what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to then take the stress and the dark cloud over this transaction of buying or selling a home and make it easy for you, make it seamless, make it smooth, make it stress-free. Again, that is our job too as a realtor, okay? So now that I've described some of that stuff, what are some of the activities that a lot of these realtors are going to be engaged in? Well, they're going to be making phone calls, right? They're going to be meeting with clients, buyers or sellers. They're going to be meeting with their vendors. A good realtor is going to be spending some sort of time studying the market, right? Taking a look at the trends, previewing homes, which is something I used to do a lot, going and looking at the listings that are on the market, contacting other brokers and agents that they know to see what they have coming soon, any new development in the works, any properties they have coming in the next couple months that might suit their current buyer pool. Because a lot of us agents too, we do have buyers that we're working with now, and then buyers that are looking for that specific property or that will be ready in 2 or 3 months. So we're already trying to line stuff up for them, which is something else a realtor could do and benefit you as a consumer. Is when you contact us, we have access to a lot of stuff, especially if we're well connected within the community, of properties that aren't on the market yet or that are coming soon, which could be an advantage to you because that means less competition. You can get in there before somebody else and not have to compete with the open market or other buyers, right? We are going to also be doing things like client appreciation parties, right, to show our appreciation to you. We're also going to be involved with the community to a certain extent. I sponsor some athletic teams in high schools and in middle schools, not because I was an athlete before, but because I want to support my friends who work there and also the community. I remember being a kid and playing on a team where we had to put in money. Our parents had to put in $50 or $100 each just to be able to afford the uniforms, the travel, and all that stuff that was associated with it. How great would it have been to have somebody like myself or someone else who was a realtor who would be able to pay and sponsor the team so we can do what we wanted to do, right? Have the events, have all the travel, all the equipment, the uniforms, and all that stuff. That would have been great. So I believe it's our job is to contribute, right? That's what we do. Help people. Now, the beautiful thing about social media as a consumer is you're seeing agents like myself and some other ones educate on social media about the real estate process. I have a ton of videos here that people could look at as a consumer on the importance of pricing a property, talking about commissions, how to choose an agent. That's educational material for the client. Video education, which makes it simpler. A lot of people get reading material. Most people don't want to read. You can watch video. And again, me being a real estate agent and a team leader, if I'm able to make a video for a client and they can watch it in 5 minutes, be more enlightened about the process, therefore reducing their stress and making it better, it's a win-win. It's a win-win. But that's basically the cycle. You know, we meet a client, blah, blah, we do whatever it takes to generate a lead and get a client, take them through, help them buy, help them sell, boom, they're out, and then we keep in touch with them and we just repeat the cycle as a real estate agent. That's basically what we do, right? I think that additional to that, we want to continue our education, be familiar with short sale process, you know, REO. There's a bunch of designations realtors can get to educate themselves on other things, and staying abreast to what's going on and the economic climate and those things, I think definitely can help, because then as a consumer, when you ask us a question, even though we may not have the crystal ball for what's going to happen, we can do our best job to help guide you to a certain extent. Again, we're not supposed to give you tax advice and legal advice, right? You're supposed to go to your CPA or go to your lawyer for that, right? At the end of the day, that's not our job, right? And I think a lot of people are attempting to be the all-in-one, when in reality, it's best that we send our clients to their CPA or their lawyer to get that kind of advice, okay? We also have a legal hotline for the realtors watching this, right? In your prospective state, you can call and get questions answered regarding certain things that will definitely help you if your broker can't answer the question for you, okay? So what does a successful, or what does a real estate agent do? We're there to help you and aid you in the home buying and selling process. That's pretty much it, okay? Now, obviously, the more experience a realtor gets, the more they can navigate you through a transaction. And if you're between a rock and a hard place, they can help you get out of it. They may have the know-how, the savvy to help you. But basically, that's what we're here for. Technology, and this is how I'll wrap it up, has made it easier for you, the consumer, to get information. However, you need to understand and realize that a skilled realtor who actually cares about you and knows how to navigate the process will never be replaced by technology, okay? Especially if you fall into the category of you're gonna buy or sell only one house in your life, it's best to have that backing behind you. I have too many stories and experiences of me being compared to technology, somebody interviewing a technology, you know, a broker or whatever it is, and then interviewing us, or sharing with us their experience of going with one of those other brokers and how bad it was. Now, are all the experiences bad? No. But from my experience, more often than not, they are. Okay, so I'll end it here. Appreciate you guys listening to this. If you're somebody who is interested in real estate or brand new, this will provide some insight for you. If you're a consumer, this will help you too. If you need anything from us, you can go in the description. You can go to teambcsold.com to contact myself and my team. You can also email us at teambcsold@gmail.com. Be sure to like the video and subscribe. Comment below if you are a realtor, if you are a consumer. It's cool for you guys to connect and shed some more insight as far as maybe some of the things that we do that I might not have covered in the short 12 or 13 minute video. If you're somebody watching this who follows me, who is interested in really taking it to the next level, I would highly recommend you get on my program, Modern Success, which is my personal coaching and mentorship program. You can go to my website on the coaching tab or go to joinmodernsuccess.com. Okay, we'll see you guys on the next video.